Clayhorn. Clayhorn. Oh, Clayhorn. Ah! Clayhorn, what are you doing?
Just having a little fun, Mims. What's wrong?
It's this house, this island.
It's only for the weekend.
It doesn't bother you that we can't leave whenever we want to? That we're trapped here? That we can't call out?
It's true. There's no cell service, nor any landline.
That we don't know why we were hired to spend the weekend? That we don't know any of the guests coming? That we can't have pizza delivered?
That bothers me.
Oh, Clayhorn, I think it's weird.
As long as we're getting paid, what difference does it make? Besides, it's a great place to hide out.
What if something were to happen? We couldn't leave.
Nothing is going to happen. We work the weekend, collect the money, and Monday morning we're out of here. Isn't that what Mr. Reef's letter said?
A letter from a man we've never met with a list of guests we've also never met. Why doesn't Mr. Reef contact us in person instead of sending letters?
Because he's a very wealthy man. People with money don't have time to visit the hired help. That's what lawyers are for.
Well, I don't like it.
Personally, I think adds to the drama.
What was that?
It sounds like a bell.
It sounds like a bell.
I'll get it. You go upstairs and check on the rooms. Dr. Albert Prince.
Thank you! Where is everyone?
You're the first to arrive.
Huh. Have we met before?
I hope not.
Are you sure I didn't do something with your gallbladder or something like that?
I'm sure I would have remembered.
It'll come to me. This isn't what I was expecting, you know. The invitation said something about a weekend party. It's all very mysterious, you know. I don't know this Mr. Reef, Mr. G. Reef. Maybe it was his gallbladder I was thinking of. And the guest list. I don't know anyone on it. Pretty unusual, wouldn't you say?
Very. If you'll excuse me, another guest has arrived. Perhaps you'd like to freshen up. Your room is upstairs. Mims will show you the way.
Oh, don't worry about it. I'll take care of that.
Miss Emily Plain, am I the first to arrive? I do like being the first, you understand?
No.
No, you don't understand? Or no, I'm not the first?
Yes.
Yes, you understand, or no, I'm not the first?
Yes, you are not the first. And no, I do not understand.
I see. Perhaps you could show me to my room.
The San Jose room. Mims will show you the way.
Mims?
Ma'am?
Mims?
Maid. Inspector Horatio Miles.
Interesting.
May I take your coat and hat?
Of course. Have we met before?
Clayhorn.
Clayhorn.
That's right.
You're...
Positive.
I thought you just told me your name is Clayhorn. You're positive now?
That's right.
I see.
Well, then it's settled. Perhaps you'd like to go to your room, the Lestrade room. Mims will show you the way.
Thank you. London.
Clayhorn. Mr. Lawrence Biggs.
Thank you, darling. Thank you. Oh, I expected...
An audience.
Don't tell me I'm the only one here.
As you wish.
Am I?
Ma'am,
The only one here?
you told me not to tell you.
Quite right. I'll go to my room now.
The big room. Mims will show you the way.
I'll see you later.
Let's see. Only 4 more guests to arrive.
Quick, come here.
Mims, can't you see I'm busy?
No.
Well, look.
What are you doing?
Butlering.
This can't wait.
What is it?
That detective, Miles.
Clayhorn.
He's snooping around, asking questions.
Questions? What type of questions?
Detective questions like, just the facts, man, just the facts. I think he suspects something.
He thought he recognized me, but my disguise threw him off. He doesn't have a thing on us. Just do what I tell you, and everything will be all right.
But what if I can't? What if the pressure builds? What if my nerves just can't take it? What if I completely wig out?
I can ease your stress with a piggyback ride.
For me? Please?
All right, but quickly. You better go in the kitchen and check on the snacks. Presley York, the singer. That's Presley York. I see. Is this it? Excuse me? The hatch, the gig, the party.
You know you're talking to the world's #1 party animal here, Umero Numero. So when I see the word party with a bunch of creeps I don't know, I think, hey, this might amuse me. All right, I'm here, I'm bored, I ain't amused.
The festivities will begin at 7. Our host has instructed that you stay in your room until then.
Tell your host nobody tells Presley York what to do. Tell him.
That's quite impossible. Our host isn't here.
Our host ain't here? Miss Manners isn't gonna like this.
The instructions are right here in this letter. Mr. Reef's instructions are quite clear.
Let me see this. Baloney, I'm leaving.
That's quite impossible. The boat that's taking you to the island has already left.
Then I'll swim.
The waters are shark infested.
Who knows? Maybe the party will be fun after all. Where's my room?
The big room. I'll show you the way.
I'll get it. Miss Heather Starlet.
And Matthew Charisma.
And Matthew Charisma.
Not bad.
If you like well.
I do.
What else do you like?
Handsome men.
Excuse me, but I'm Mims, the maid. Did you two arrive together?
That's right.
My boat broke down, and Mr. Charisma's boatman was kind enough to give me a ride. Lucky for me.
Lucky for me.
You really are a charmer, Mr. Charisma.
Call me Matthew.
Okay, Matthew, and you can call me
Beautiful.
Heather.
Excuse me, beautiful Heather, but your rooms are ready. You'll be staying.
Together, I hope.
Not a chance. We'll meet down here at 7.
Maybe.
Oh, snacks.
Mims. Mims.
He's listening.
The curtains.
Miles.
Clayhorn.
He's hiding in it. At least he was.
The detective again.
Something is going to have to be done about him, or our goose is cooked.
The only cooking of geese around here will be done by us. How are the snacks?
They're fine.
We'll do a Sherlock Holmes later.
Who?
Never mind. It's almost 7, and one of the guests still hasn't arrived.
Margaret LaRue. She should have been here by now. Maybe her boat sunk or something. Shouldn't we look for her?
In these shark-infested waters, there wouldn't be anything left.
Yuck. What's that?
It sounded like a heavy thud against the door.
Who is it?
Margaret LaRue.
What's wrong with her?
Blood.
What is it?
Blood? Blood? You don't know what blood is? Get a grip, Mims.
Surely you don't mean she's dead.
Shirley is your sister. I'm Clayhorn.
What are we going to do? Shall we tell the others?
No, if you're worried about Miles, he'll think we have something to do with it. We have to hide her. and gentlemen, I'm Clayhorn, the butler. With the exception of Mr. Charisma and Miss Starlet, I don't believe any of you have met. Perhaps we could begin by introducing ourselves.
Hi, I'm Heather Starlet. Nice to meet you.
I'm Heather Starlet. I've been instructed by our host to make sure you are all as comfortable as possible. I'm assured he will be with us soon.
Speaking of our host, I'd like to know if anybody here has met him.
Clayhorn. My wife, Min. How are the snacks?
Fine, thank you.
Ooh, mac and ribs. My favorite.
Really? Was it necessary to take all of them?
That's odd.
I love sweets.
No, I mean the chocolate soldiers.
I don't know about the rest of you guys, but I'm terribly bored by all of this. Clayhorn, I thought you said there was to be a party.
Our host has requested that I play this audio message.
Ladies and gentlemen, please forgive me for not greeting you personally, but you will soon understand my reason. As you may have already guessed, my name is not G. Reef.
Good grief! G. Reef? Mr. Grief?
That's odd.
Not really. You see, I am somewhat of an eccentric millionaire, and I prefer to keep my identity a secret. The reason I have called you together is because I am also an amateur mystery buff. I have always been fascinated by the idea of the perfect crime.
Is there something else we could listen to?
Imagine, if you will, 10 strangers invited to a remote island for the weekend without communication or transportation. And one by one, each of the guests died. The most baffling mystery of all time. Who did it? How many will die before the mystery is solved? Will anyone be alive Monday morning when the boatman arrives?
Is this some sort of joke, Clayhorn?
Yeah, you seem to be the only one who knows anything.
I assure you, I know nothing. Like you, my instructions arrived by mail. I am only doing what my letter said.
I'd like to see that letter.
What is it? What is it?
It's a piece of paper with writing on it.
What does it say?
Nothing.
Read it, Matthew! Read what is written!
Play audio message when Dolores Biggs says she is bored.
It's all your fault. If you had never gotten bored, we would never be in this mess.
Don't be repulsive, you silly woman.
Oh, Matthew, do say something meaningful.
All right, everyone, there's no need to panic.
No need to panic. A madman has just threatened to kill us, and you do not want us to panic?
I agree with Mr. Charisma. There isn't any reason to panic at all. It's all just a joke. Do you see any dead bodies lying around here? Any maniacs with guns and knives? Of course not. I say let's make the best of the long, boring weekend. Let's have some entertainment.
Good thought, Dolores. How about a song, York? What can you sing?
Well, I am a little rusty.
You know, I don't know that one. Can you play something we all know?
All right,
Please,
then.
Presley, anything to take our minds off this dreadful place.
Clayhorn? Put your right hand in, put your right hand out, put your right hand in, and shake it all about. Do the hokey pokey and turn yourself around. Think it very. That's what it's
So much for my joke theory.
Is Presley?
I'm afraid so. York has fallen, and he cannot get up.
You don't mean...
Alas, poor York. I knew him. Horatio?
But how?
Well, I don't know. I'm a vet. Maybe one of these?
The macaroons! Quick, grab her! She's the killer!
She's lying.
Confess, and maybe the DA will go easy on you. I play him up, and it's the chair.
I protest.
Shut him up.
Oh, what if we're making a terrible mistake?
Speak, woman, speak.
What did she say?
I say we hang her.
Stop her! Stop her!
That should help.
Tell us the truth, Mims. Did you poison the macaroons that killed Presley York?
No,
How do we know that?
I just told you.
If Mims is telling the truth, who would have the motive, the opportunity, and the audacity to ruin a perfectly good macaroon mix?
This isn't getting us anywhere. Even if she is guilty, she'll never confess.
I say we torture her.
What about the voice on the audio message? Remember?
Heather is right. Mims is too easy, too simple, too obvious. This is not the work of someone like her. This is the work of a madman.
Or a mad woman!
What are you suggesting, Mr. Charisma?
We all split up and make a thorough search of the house and the island. If there's someone else here, we'll find them. If not, then we'll know.
Know what?
I'm not sure, Miss Plain, but I'm working on it.
Dr. Prince and I will explore the top of the island.
Emily and I will search upstairs.
Heather and I will search the bottom of the island.
Mims and I will look about down here.
On three we leave. 1, 2, 3.
We've got to get rid of this body. Where? In the basement.
Here.
Under the wood pile.
Well, that's a load off my mind. Why? Suppose we had found someone. That doesn't make me feel any better. Why not? That means the killer is still at large. I hadn't thought of it like that, but I will now.
Nothing. We searched everywhere. There's no possibility of somebody else being out there.
Nobody in the basement.
Meaning? Unless Matthew and Heather found someone, the killer has to be in the house.
Not upstairs. We searched every room. We even looked under the beds.
Nothing.
Nobody in the basement.
Then we're dealing with a very clever individual. If the killer's not inside, not outside, then where is he?
I think it is very obvious, Inspector. The killer is one of us. No one can be trusted.
You and me?
I'm afraid so.
That's absurd. You can count me out. I'm no killer.
Perhaps that is what you would like us to believe. As an actress, you're always looking for the perfect script. Maybe now you're looking for the perfect mystery. A script to kill for.
What gives you the right to make accusations? How do we know you're not some Jack the Ripper? Because his name isn't Jack? That's odd.
Not really. I'm named after my father.
No, I mean the audio message. The message said that there were 10 of us, but there are only 9. We're 9. What happened to the 10th person?
Only 7 guests arrived.
There was another name on the guest list.
LaRue, Margaret LaRue.
LaRue, I'd like to see that list.
It's in the kitchen. I'll fetch it.
Perhaps I'd better get it. You're still under suspicion, remember? We wouldn't want anything unusual to happen, would we?
So you think this Margaret LaRue is the killer then?
I don't know what I think, Miss Plain.
I'll say. Give her a rest, lady.
No one move. I'll take care of this.
What is it, Inspector?
Dr. Prince's is dead.
What happened?
A case of kippered herring fell from the top shelf of the pantry and hit him on the head.
How horrible. He went to get the guest list. What was he doing in the pantry?
What does anyone do in the pantry? I'm afraid we'll never know, Miss Biggs. One moment, he was hot on the trail of the killer, and the next, his life was snuffed out of him by a case of kippered herring. Who can explain the mysterious ways this crazy life works?
Before we get too philosophical, it might have been an accident.
For that matter, it might have been suicide.
But why would the doctor want to kill himself? He had everything to live for. Are you kidding? In this place?
None of us are ever gonna leave this island alive.
We're not dead yet, Heather. Not all of us.
I don't think it was suicide or an accident. I think someone rigged the herring to fall on the doctor's head. Someone who spends all of her time in the kitchen.
Give me a break, all right?
Just like the break you gave Dr. Prince.
You're right, I did it.
I knew it.
I snuck into the kitchen when none of you were looking, rearranged the pantry, and patiently waited for Dr. Prince to go in search of the guest list hidden in the canned goods.
How stupid do you think I am? You could have booby-trapped the pantry while we searched the island.
I believe her.
Why, Miss Starlet?
Well, I can't believe that an innocent young woman could be a cold-blooded killer. That's what people said about Lizzie Borden.
Once again, Heather is right. We haven't established a motive here. We have no proof. Mims can't be considered any more of a suspect than the rest of us. I say we retire to our rooms until breakfast. Keep your doors locked. Keep your guns handy.
Just in case you two think you're off the hook, you're not. I've seen you somewhere before, and I'm going to figure out where.
I believe everyone slept well?
Considering the circumstances.
Coffee, anyone?
Yes, thank you.
Inspector?
After you.
I don't drink coffee.
Then perhaps Claymore would like a cup.
Thank you, I've already had some.
How interesting.
Surely, Inspector, you don't suppose there might be something in the coffee?
I'll pass, thank you.
In that case, I think I'll pass as well.
But Matthew, I thought you trusted Mims.
All I do is just that my doctor says that too much caffeine makes me irritable.
That's odd.
Not really. It runs in the family.
No, I mean Emily. Has anyone seen her this morning? Perhaps she's still sleeping? How could anyone sleep with all of these terrible things going on?
I'll go look.
That's all right. Why don't you go, Matthew?
I'll come
I'm
back.
sure there's nothing to worry about.
Just to be safe.
Still don't trust us, Inspector?
Even less. Now that I finally realize where I've seen you before, your names aren't Clayhorn and Mims. You're Jack and Sarah Bender, escapees from the Yorkshire Institution for the Criminally Insane and considered extremely dangerous.
Great. Don't tell me they're mass murderers.
We're not, Miss Biggs. We're not even crazy.
That's a matter of opinion.
It's true. We were sent to the institution, committed by my youngest brother. As the eldest in the family, I stood to gain control of the family business. Realizing he got to share the wealth, my brother framed me and Mims for a crime we didn't even commit. Escape was the only way to prove our innocence.
And you expect us to believe that?
No, Inspector, I do not, because you are a fathead and choose only to believe what you like.
Well,
She's gone.
What do you mean, gone?
Poof, vanished, disappeared. There's no trace of her.
look, the chocolate soldiers. There's only 6 left. What do you make of it, Matthew?
Well, there were 10 chocolate soldiers, and there were 10 of us. But now there's only 6 chocolate soldiers. I think it's obvious here. Someone is stealing the chocolate.
No, Matthew, I don't think that's what it means.
I've got it. As each one of us disappears, so does a chocolate soldier.
Oh my, that doesn't make sense.
To me, it makes complete sense.
Naturally.
Thank you.
But there weren't 10 of us to begin with. There were only 9.
Unless Margot LaRue is dead.
Which would mean that Emily is also dead.
Or at least in grave danger. We've got to find her.
We haven't a minute to lose. We must make a thorough search of the house and island immediately.
Again? Then I'm with him.
Sorry, sister. I'm with him.
Miss Biggs, you come with me. We'll search the house.
What about us, Inspector?
Search your conscience, Mr. Bender.
This is worse than being locked up in the nut house.
It's certainly been one of the worst weekends of my life.
Jack, if I asked you something, would you be honest with me?
If it's about your looks, then probably not.
It's nothing like that. Promise you'll tell me the truth, even if you know it's something that I won't want to hear.
All right, I promise.
Are you the killer?
It's pouring outside. We couldn't see a thing out there. Even if she is out there, we'll never find her. We'll try again when the rain lets up.
No need, Mr. Charisma. We found a body under a woodpile. It's Emily Place.
She appears to have been stabbed with a harpoon.
A harpoon? Where would anybody get a harpoon? That is the silliest thing I've ever heard.
I can explain that.
Please do.
I brought the harpoon to hunt fish, but I noticed this morning that it had been removed from my room. I was going to mention it, but in all the excitement, I forgot. You do believe me, right, Heather?
I want to, but I'm so confused.
Not good enough. I'd like to search your room.
For what?
I don't know, but if there's evidence to be found, I'll find it.
In that case, I'll ask Heather to join us.
You're crazy if you think I'm staying with these two.
How did Emily get under the woodpile? What happened to Miss LaRue?
I don't know. Maybe it's a setup of some kind.
Miles?
Clayhorn. There's only one possibility. Maybe Margaret LaRue isn't really dead.
But you said so yourself.
But I'm no doctor. If she is alive and only pretending to be dead, then that would explain everything. You guard the stairs. I'll check downstairs. I'll check the basement to make sure Miles isn't lying.
Hurry.
What are you doing?
I found her under or behind the generator.
How did she get there?
I don't know.
Jack, I'm
Yes?
sorry I doubted you. I love you, Jack.
Something's not right here, and I'm going to figure out what.
If you'll excuse me, I need to powder my nose.
The pressure getting to her?
Either that or you were standing much too close.
Nothing escapes me, Mr. Bender. Clayhorn, whoever you are, nothing.
You're a credit to the law enforcement everywhere.
Thank you.
What is it?
It's Mims.
Mims, what happened?
I'm Matthew. Mims was blown up in the bathroom.
What?
This is all we found of her. Somebody switched her face powder for gunpowder. And when she turned on the vanity lights, Well, she never really knew what happened. It
Mims,
could have happened to any of us.
Mims, my Mims.
What was that?
It's the generator. It must be running low on wood.
Mims, my Mims. I can't go on living without her.
Who fired that shot? Hand me your guns immediately. Very clever, whoever you are, cleaning your gun that fast.
Now will you allow us to inspect your gun, Inspector?
Don't be silly, I'm a policeman.
Weren't you the Horatio Miles who got drummed out of the force for accepting bribes? You really aren't a detective at all,
I work as a private investigator.
but still a criminal and no less of a suspect than the rest of us.
Satisfied?
But not convinced.
Stop this silly macho posturing! Look! There's only one left.
What do you make of it, Matthew? Oh God, what was that?
The generator is almost out of wood. Any volunteers?
Not on your life.
Heather?
I'll stay here, thank you very much.
Miles?
I'll go with you, but keep your distance.
So, anything you'd like to talk about?
Just don't come any closer.
Don't worry, I'm just as scared of you as you are of me. Heather! Don't try anything!
Don't even move.
What was that? He's been shot!
Matthew?
What happened?
What happened to Miles?
Someone hit me over the head as soon as the lights went out.
That doesn't explain Miles.
How did it explain the bump on my head?
It was you. Dolores and I were here the whole time.
Is this some sort of joke?
Give me your gun. Clean, but you could have cleaned it.
There would have been no time. You're starting to sound like Miles.
Let's not take the chances. Tie him up.
This should hold him in at least until morning.
Heather and I are going to our rooms now. Don't try anything, otherwise you'll end up with a face full of lead. We're right next door to each other and we'll hear everything that is going on.
Heather? Could you
Yes?
dispose of these bodies? Really? No? Okay.
Yoo-hoo!
Perhaps he's still sleeping.
Rise and shine. You're the killer, Miss Goody Two Shoes.
No, I was here the whole time.
Very funny, my dear, but I'm the actress, not you. There's no point in pretending.
Some party. Oh God.
What's going on here?
Who are you?
Margaret LaRue?
What were you doing behind that couch?
I don't know.
So, you're really not the killer?
No, I don't even know what's going on here. The last thing I remember is walking on the path up to the door, tripping on the step, and hitting my head on the front door. Is it still Friday?
No, it's Sunday.
Oh my, you mean I've been unconscious for 2 days?
Nobody move. I've got you covered.
Presley, but you're supposed to be
Dead? I've been hiding out, faking it, so that way I could survive this deadly weekend.
Freeze! Now I've got you!
Dr. Prince, but
Oh, just a little game, my dear. Like Presley, I wanted no part of being dead, so I too faked my death and have been hiding out.
This doesn't make any sense. You're confused? Who's this?
Emily Plain.
Emily! This is all very confusing.
I'm sorry, Heather. I was only trying to save myself. I recognize you.
You do?
Yes, you're the woman I found under the wood pile.
I was under a pile of wood?
Yes, you see, I thought the killer had hidden your body there and wouldn't go back, so I took your place under the wood pile. I borrowed Mr. Charisma's harpoon to make it look like someone else had killed me, just in case the killer did come back and found me in your place.
Aha! So it was you who moved the body.
Clayhorn, Mims, the butler and butless. And they're dead too, I suppose.
We hoped if we pretend to be dead, Miles would forget about us and leave us alone.
Very clever, Mr. Bender.
Miles, but what happens?
Me and Matthew pretended that he shot me, and we pretended to be dead.
We?
Yes, Matthew and myself. We thought that by working together we could catch the killer if one of us appeared to be dead.
Poor Matthew.
Not really!
Matthew! No.
You see, Heather, I knew that either you or Dolores would be the killer. And by taking myself out of the picture, one of you would have to tip your hand. And with Dolores dead, I'm afraid the killer has to be you.
No, you're wrong. I saw Dolores before she had a chance to shoot me. Wrong? Heather was the only one left, so I let her think she should kill me. It was all an act. So, no one's dead? But what about the audio message?
What audio message?
It seems like there's still more to play.
And so, my friends, my plan is to see if 10 amateurs can write a perfect mystery over a weekend. If you survive with that piece. If you don't get on each other's nerves, I'll reward each of you with $10,000.
It was a joke.
So very funny.
So there's no killer?
No mystery.
Except for the one we rent. We've still got a few hours until the boat comes. I say we get busy.
That's odd.
Not really. If we work together, I think we can do it.
No, I need the chocolate soldier. There's only one left.